Greetings everybody, Bugdark here, and I'm coming at you with a little bit of a inventory management and storage management guide to help you keep your stuff clear, make sure you're not getting all clogged up, because when you're in there with your buddies trying to get on the grind, it's better not to have to wait 10 minutes between missions. You know, just pop in, pop out to the next mission. It's probably the best way to go. So first of all, I'm going to start out with just clearing out your storage, because you're not going to be able to store anything from your missions if your storage is already full. So let's go ahead in here into my, what is this little cube-shaped kiosk, see what I actually have. Go into Retrieve, and you can see here we've got our default storage, we've got our character storage, and if you're a free-to-play player, that's all you've got. 200 slots in default, 300 slots in character storage. But if you want to spend a little bit of AC, you can get premium storage, as well as extended storages. And for a little bit of star gems, you can get material storage and extended storage. Now, those only last for a certain amount of time based on what you pay. And me being a free-to-play player and somebody who's able to do fairly well with storage management, I don't use those. I just take the 500 slots I've got, 300 per character. I have 3 characters, the free slots, and then the 2 for default. That crosses all my characters. So first I'm going to go ahead and look through my default storage real quick, and we're just going to try to clean this up as much as I can. I keep a fairly clean storage, and I'm still sitting at 189 out of 200, so let's see if I can make that any better. First of all, weapons I've got completely clear, and I always put my weapons into my character storage because weapons and units both don't stack, and I have more slots available in my character storage. I basically have 600 slots available to units and weapons on all 3 characters in total. So I put all my stuff in there. Then we go down to cosmetics. If you can, take these and put them in with the character that they're going to. So you see those are both human male costumes, and my character is a human male, so he can wear those. Here we've got our consumable storage, and I've got tons of monomates, dimates, trimates, atomizers, and all that kind of stuff in here. And the reason that is because on my Force character, I don't use those items except for the Moon Atomizers because she can cast Resta and Anti. So monomates, dimates, trimates, soul atomizers, and Shifta and Deban, she can cast all that kind of stuff. So I leave them in here in order to draw them out with my other characters. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all those, take out what I can. And it's not going to free up any inventory space, but now my character's full on those things. Then we've got our boosters. You want to keep those in default storage so they're accessible to every character you have. And then here I have a couple of cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and just take those out so I can use those real quick. Personal quarters use. If you're using your personal quarters or see any use for it, go ahead and keep those. I really haven't used them much, but I'm going to hold on to them because when I get to higher level, I might want to start doing some crafting. And then I've got my stamina drinks for when I actually want to get a very specific item and want to keep on grinding the fishing spots. So I'm going to keep those as well. Now my discs, you can see here I've got a few that my character hasn't learned yet, so I'm just going to take those. And then my mag is hungry, and since I'm making a dex mag, I'm going to get 3 more of those. I'll also take these, haven't learned them. Little 15 megid. Furniture I keep completely empty. Reason being, I see furniture as something very useless. I mean, unless you're decorating your room, or unless you are trying to build a mag and you need to downgrade certain stats in order to keep a good balance and try to keep your mag pure, don't really see any reason for furniture. You can sell them at a normal item shop for between 100 to 1,000, I guess, Meseta, somewhere around there, depending on the rarity of it. But you can also sell those much, much more expensively at the player shops. I don't have any player shop passes, so I just sell these at the regular store. Player shop passes are pretty tough to come by. But if you do have them, keep in mind, sell your furniture. Next, we've got this storage right here, which has our extreme passes and capsules for doing extreme and advanced quests. We've got certain types of currency like Kasageo Phantasmite. And then we also have some weapon and ring crafting stuff here. So I'm going to be keeping all of that in order to craft weapons, rings, photon spheres and crystals and stuff like that we can use as currencies or as weapon upgrades. So all that stuff is good. We've got creator emblems for weapon crafting, transmutation augment passes, all this good stuff. The rocks and the various crystals and all sorts of different diamonds and whatnot. These are all going for rings. Keeping those. Naver Shrooms, Lilipan Vests, Amduskian Dragon Scale, Harukotan Fragment, as well as the, I believe it's an empty bottle or empty can. All these can be turned into Yerks for 100,000 each. And he is located in Franca's Cafe. He has a client order for each one of those things. And then I also do have a few fish here that I've caught. And basically, I don't know if I'm going to be using these or not, but I have enough storage space to hold on to them, and they have a higher rarity. If you have anything of a really low rarity, I would say under 7 stars, just sell it. You don't need all that stuff taking up your storage space. So as you can see, everything that I have that I fished or harvested, it's all in a decently high rarity, 7 stars or above. And then we've got our salon passes and stuff like this. This is all good stuff. Augmentation aids. And some of this you really don't still need until you get into end game stuff where you want to really specify the build of your weapon with its augments and crafting weapons, more of that stuff. I keep a stack of good pickaxes and good fishing rods for when I want to go for very specific harvesting or fishing items. Keep all my triggers here. All these things stack, by the way. And then we've got stuff like these mag support devices, which I'm going to take one out so I can show you real quick what to do with those. And then we've got our evolution devices. All these will turn your mag into a different shape. You can see right now I've got the blue Puyo. He looks like this little blue guy here. And that was made using an evolution device. He wouldn't normally look like that. We got our mag feeding devices. And we've got our bonus keys, as well as telepipes, and escape dolls would be here too. So I've managed to clear out from 180, 189 down to 174 with just that. And let's go through that stuff really quick. This is going to go into character storage because it's costumes for my character. Oh, but my character storage is full. Let's see what I can take out of there. So we have 300 slots, and all 300 slots have been taken up. As you can see here, most of this is in weapons. And I do have some weapons. If you're doing a lot of urgent quests and stuff like that, you're going to have a lot of your storage taken up in higher rarity weapons. So basically what you want to do is set a threshold for yourself depending on where you are in the game. Currently I'm in late 60s in my level, so I'm getting a lot of these 9 rarity weapons, and my current weapon that I'm holding right now, how many stars is that? 15 stars. There's a 12 star rather. There's another 15 star. So you can see I've got really no need for really low rarity weapons. So going back into my inventory or my storage, character storage, I keep all these 9 rarity weapons in order to grind into my other weapons when I want to increase their level. And then if I can find one. There we go. It's a 10 star. So I'm going to take all these 10 stars out and show you why I keep these. Anything 10 to 12, I'm going to be taking out. So that's 1 to 3 gold stars on that item. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. There we go. It's a 12 star there. Oh, and here's something that's far too... It's slipped through the cracks. It's far too low of a rarity for me to even want to keep that. So I'm going to drag that out too. So yeah, we could say right now I'm looking for 10 to 11 stars or anything below 6 stars. Or anything below 8 stars, rather. Keep on scrolling down. Basically going to be taking as much as I can here. Alright, that'll do for now. I'm almost at the bottom of that list. So I'm going to retrieve all those. Couldn't quite get them all into my inventory. And what I would do with those is I'd take them over here. to the swap shop. And you can see here, I can get X cubes for target rarity 10 to 12 weapons, and I get 1 apiece. So let me go ahead and start trading. Right there, I just got 14 X cubes.
Thank you very much.
And I still
I
have
look forward to your next visit.
this Vitalizer. Let's discard that. Useless. Get it out of here. Go back up, do it again.
Oh, hi.
I can continue doing this with my weapons, but let's also go to the units. That's actually a really crappy unit. I don't want that in there. Alright, so with units I want to keep 10 stars or above, not 9 stars, because you don't grind units into other units. So what I'm keeping my units for is simply just to trade. And I've got a ton in here. Holy dang. And some of them suck. So yeah, it's a good thing I'm going through and cleaning all this out. Now there would be one argument to be made for keeping units or weapons that are of lower rarity than you would normally keep, and that is the augments that are affixed to them. But considering, you know, getting a really specifically augmented weapon is a little bit more of an endgame thing. I think the game's forgiving enough that you don't have to worry yourself too much about getting the proper augments affixed until you really start hitting that level cap. I wouldn't worry about it. Alright, so now I've got as many as I can, as many units as I can into my inventory, so I'm going to go back down to the swap shop.
Welcome.
And I'm going to swap for photon spheres. Target rarity 10 to 11 units, 5 per photon sphere. Let's go ahead and get as many of these as we can in increments of 5. I was only able to do 13 there, so let's back off a little bit. And there's 2 photon spheres.
Thank you very
and I can
much.
keep on going back and emptying out my character storage by doing that. And let's see if I've just got anything else in here. As you can see, that was the majority of my character storage, was just taking up a whole bunch of space with units and weapons. And I've also got plenty of weapon camos. I've got plenty of costume pieces. Here I've got a costume piece that I can't even use, so might as well get rid of that unless I can get rid of it on the personal shop. And I've got a whole bunch of these discs because I want to feed my mag, right? And here I've also got a few, not too terribly high rarity furniture items. I might as well get rid of those as well. I've got my food device Dex Mini right there, just for my Dex mag. And I have a personal quarters theme, which I haven't figured out how to use that yet. That's why I'm holding on to it. But yeah, now we've got 267 slots taken up in my character storage, and I can certainly clear that a little bit more if I just keep on going back and forth in the swap shop. And then in my default storage, I'm now down to 174. So I've got 25 spaces I can take in up there, and most of the stuff I'm putting in is stackable anyway. So it's not really a huge deal. So that right there is a good way to clear out your inventory so you're not getting it all mangled up while you're in between quests and have to, you know, keep constantly be clearing out a little bit so you can make room for the new stuff you get. Next, we're going to go on to inventory management. So you can see here I have currently 21 slots taken up in my inventory out of 50. That is, I don't know how that photon drop got there. Let's go into default storage. That is my weapon camo, my escape bells, my telepipes, all of my consumables, my 2 rings, my 3 armor pieces, my costume, my 3 weapons, and that's it. So that takes up 20 spaces, which leaves me 30 free slots in my current inventory. If I just stand over here, you can see that all these rare items just flock to me. And I try to keep those 30 slots open as best I can for these rare drops. So I'm just going to grab every single rare drop and sort them out here in a second when I get back. Now, what about the rest of this stuff? I've got a piece of furniture here, I've got a tech weapon, I've got 2 ranged weapons, I've got an armor unit, another ranged weapon, a disc, and another ranged weapon. Well, I am trying to build a Dex mag, so I'm going to take the disc, and I might even get a good new skill out of it. Furniture, 6-star Dark Flower, don't want it. 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, and 6 stars. Now, that I might pick up if I'm trying to build a tech attack mag, but I'm not. So I'm just leaving it. None of this stuff meets my threshold, and that's what I really mean by setting a threshold for yourself of what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. Because you could pick up all these things and sort them out and sell them when you get back to the ship, but really, the amount of time that you're taking doing that is not going to get you as much money as you would be if you just leave it there and continue on to your weekly missions, which are going to give you huge payouts once you hit level 50. And even before that, you'll still get pretty big payouts. So I'm going to go ahead and return to the gateway ship, and let's see how quickly I can sort out everything I just picked up from that run. Alright, here I am at the shop. Now, most of this inventory management that I'm about to do, you can actually do on the gate ship itself, except that I have in my inventory these 3 special weapons. So I have to come over here to the Techer and appraise these in order to see if they're worth keeping or if they're worth selling.
Take care now.
So here I have Dio Jagrieth, Dio Adelaide, and I know that all the Dios get 10 stars, so I'm just going to go ahead and highlight those. Here we got a 9-star, we've got another 10-star, and those are all the, here we go. And these are all the weapons I've picked up. Alright, so those are going straight away to my character storage, because they don't stack and I have more room there. Just a little bit more room there, but it's more room. Then I've got the Writhing Serpent, Photon Booster, that's going into my default storage. And then everything else I'm going to sell.
What do you require?
Which is nothing really. There's nothing left over.
I look
So
forward
boom,
to your
I'm
next
done.
visit.
Go back to the gate, and I'm ready for my next mission already. Really, that's all you have to do in order to keep your character storage, your inventory, and your default storage set so that you don't have to take so much time between missions. Especially urgent quests like I just did, which usually have pretty big payouts. That one wasn't huge, but still, the concept is the same. It should only take you a matter of 1 or 2 minutes in order to get through that stuff and then come right back to the gate. If you have to go to the gate, or if you have to go to the shopping plaza at all. So I hope you enjoyed and learned a little bit from that. Thanks for tuning in.